Yo everyone, how is it going? And welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to be doing my 2022 F1 season predictions. So we're going to go through the Constructors' Championship, the Drivers' Championship, and I've made 3 bold predictions as well at the end of the season, just to see if I get something right. So we're going to go through Constructors first, then we'll do the Drivers, and then we'll do the 3 bold predictions at the end. So this is just basically my prediction on where I think all the teams and drivers are going to finish throughout the season. So yeah, this is just a bit of fun. Let me know, obviously, your predictions in the comment section of the video as well. I'd love to know what you guys think. Obviously, it's a new era of Formula 1 as well, brand new cars and everything, a lot's changing. So it's going to be a very exciting season, but nevertheless, let's get into my predictions. So, starting us off then, in 10th place, it can only be one team, and I am going with Haas. Obviously, for those of you who didn't see the 2021 season, we know that Haas sacrificed their season before it even began, really. And obviously, I think they put it a lot on hold last season for this season. But for me, personally, I don't feel like they're going to be that competitive, even sacrificing a whole season. You know, they haven't really had the money over the last few seasons as well. They've finished 9th in the last few years, and they finished obviously last year as well with no points whatsoever to their name. So I think it's going to be an interesting season for them. It would be good to see, you know, Mick and all that do really well. I love Gunther Steiner. I think he's brilliant. So it'd be good to see them happy for a change. But yeah, for me, I don't see Haas really doing that well. I can imagine they can sneak a point or two if, you know, if we have one of those crazy races like we had so many last year. But yeah, you know, I do feel like they're going to be a little bit stronger, but I'm still going to put them at the bottom of the list. So in 9th place, the team I've put down is Alfa Romeo. Now, very similar to Haas, Alfa haven't really had the car or the constructors points in order to, you know, have a really good season and stuff. So I feel like they're going to be also on the back foot. Obviously, they've got a junior as well in this year. So yeah, I've put them in 9th place. Obviously, they have got an experienced driver this year with Bottas going there. But again, it comes down to the cost cap as well this year as well. And yeah, they just haven't really had the funds over the last few years. And I don't think they're going to be that strong. But again, we'll have to wait and see. These, like I said, these are all just predictions that I feel. So yeah, don't hate me in the comments. So for the next team is going to be Williams in 8th place. Now, this is a tricky one because obviously Williams have been very, very dire for the last 3 or 4 years now. Ever since 2018, I think they've been just horrible, to be honest. And obviously, you know, the Williams team have backed down now, but the team is still called Williams. But I've put them in 8th because I'm really not sure. I hope I'm wrong. And obviously, you know, they had a fantastic season last year. They got some momentum halfway through the season and then sort of dropped off again at the end. Again, I don't know whether that's down to, you know, George Russell not just giving up, and obviously he was going to Mercedes and stuff, but nevertheless I think Williams are one to watch this season because it'd be good to see how much of progress they've made. Obviously with the points tally last year as well, how much would that help with this season as well. So hopefully Williams are a little bit stronger, but I am still going to put them in 8th because I don't think they're going to be, you know, right in there with the midfield or a top team. But yeah, I've gone for 8th. I think that's reasonable, and yeah, hopefully they can get a load of points like they did last season. So next up is Aston Martin in 7th place. Again, a bit of a tricky team to sort of judge because obviously, you know, they had a great 2020. I think they finished 3rd or 4th in the Constructors. And then obviously, you know, Aston Martin rebranded it. And yeah, they were terrible last season, really, considering where they were. I don't know. It's hard to say. Obviously, you know, they got Sebastian Vettel and Stroll, so they got the same driver lineup. But still, it's going to be a hard one to judge. And again, I don't think they're going to be that good unless, you know, they come up with a miracle. You never know. So, yeah, apart from that, I don't think they're going to be doing very well this season. So next up, we're going to go with AlphaTauri in 6th place. Again, it's a bit of an odd one. They obviously had quite a good season last year, especially with Gasly. But Tsunoda, you know, was finding his feet at the end of the season, but I feel like then again they're not going to be, you know, ahead or below. I think they're just going to stay in the middle like they were last season. And obviously, yeah, you know, it's the sister Red Bull team really, but yeah, I feel like they're going to be, you know, in the middle again, and a solid team for the midfield. And for the team in 5th place, I've gone for Alpine. Bit of a similar situation to AlphaTauri. I think Renault have always been a bit of a weird team, especially over the last few years. They've always said that, you know, we're looking to be the fastest team in these next few years and stuff, and we've never really seen it. And again, I think it's going to be a similar story of this. It's going to be sort of in the middle. I think they'll be fighting with AlphaTauri again, strongly in that midfield. And obviously, you know, they've got Fernando Alonso and obviously Esteban Ocon getting a first win last season as well, so that's probably going to up his confidence as well. So I think it's going to be a good battle between those two. But I am going to go for 5th for Alpine. Now, this is where it gets controversial. For my 4th place team, I am going for Red Bull. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, what is he on about? Why have you gone for 4th for Red Bull? Now, I know they've got Adrian Newey, and don't get me wrong, obviously last season they were probably the fastest car on the grid. But for me personally, I just feel they sacrificed a lot for last season. I think they put everything into last season, obviously, to win the drivers with Max. And obviously, yeah, like I said, they've got Adrian Newey, but I feel like they have sacrificed and put 2022 on hold a lot for last season. So for me personally, I don't think they'll be as quick this season. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying I think they'll, if they are slow next season, I think they'll start slow and progressively get faster. Because like I said, they have put a lot on hold. Well, I don't know that personally, but I feel like they have put a lot on hold for next year for 2021. So yeah, I could be wrong, but that's probably my boldest prediction in this constructors prediction. But you know, you've got to have some interesting ones in there, otherwise it's going to be boring. So yeah, I'm going to go for 4th place for Red Bull. So next up, in 3rd, we're going to go for McLaren. Again, a bit of a team that have struggled over the last few years. Since about 2019, they've had a decent car. Obviously, they've got Lando in there, and obviously he had a fantastic season last year. Daniel took his time to find his feet. Obviously, he won that race in Monza, but still wasn't really a great season for him. But I think, you know, with Daniel with a big experience with the McLaren now, and obviously Norris, who know he's a fantastic, talented driver, I feel that they're going to have a solid season. Again, it will be interesting to see where they are, but I do feel like they're going to be about 3rd or so, similar to where they were last year. But yeah, hopefully they can score a few more points and whatnot as well. So, only 2 teams left now, and in 2nd place, I am going with Ferrari. I feel like Ferrari are going to be really, really strong next year. This year. I keep thinking we're in 2021 and it's still in, but this year I feel like Ferrari are going to be very, very strong indeed. Obviously they had probably one of their worst seasons ever in 2020. I think that's probably the worst we've seen a Ferrari team do in a whole season. But I've been speculating. I think maybe, just maybe, they sacrificed 2020 for this season, because a lot of speculation, a lot of talk, and I've seen a lot of reaction, and people do think Ferrari are going to be very strong this season. And obviously they've got a great driver lineup as well, with obviously Leclerc and Sainz, same as last season. I think it's going to be a very, very, very interesting team to watch next year. And yeah, for all you Ferrari fans, it would be good to see, I'm sure, Leclerc and Sainz up there fighting for podiums week in, week out. So yeah, keep an eye on Ferrari, I would say. So that only leaves one team then, and the team I'm putting at the top is Mercedes. I just think they've dominated, obviously, the turbo hybrid era. They've taken all the constructors since 2014, and I just think they're going to have the funds to build a good car, even with the cost cap and everything. And I just feel like they're at their highest peak at the moment, and I just don't think they're going to stop until they're done. So yeah, I'm going to put Mercedes at the top, obviously with George Russell going there as well. What a talent he's going to be, and it's going to be really interesting to see him at the team as well. So yeah, definitely Mercedes, I think, are going to be top once again. So there we go, guys, that is my constructors done. We're now going to move on to the drivers in a second, but let me know what you think of my constructors prediction. Like I said, let me know your predictions in the comments. Yeah, so we've gone for Haas 10th, Alfa Romeo 9th, Williams 8th, Aston Martin 7th, AlphaTauri 6th, Alpine 5th, Red Bull 4th, McLaren 3rd, Ferrari 2nd, and Mercedes 1st. So yeah, it's going to be like I said, I'm actually recording this obviously before we've had any car launches, any pre-season testing, so I'm going into this completely blind. So that's the constructors. Let's move on to the drivers. So here we go then. The drivers. In 20th place, I'm going to put Nikita Mazepin. Again, I was saying Haas, I don't think are going to be very strong next season. And, you know, he did get progressively better towards the end of the season, but I just feel like, you know, he's still fairly new, and I still think he's going to take some time to get used to the car and stuff, especially with obviously being, you know, a completely whole different car. So yeah, 20th for Mazepin. I've gone for 19th, Guan Yu Zhou, obviously the brand new F2 driver that's coming into Alfa Romeo this season to partner with alongside Bottas. Again, I don't really know how well he's going to get on. Again, it's a completely different car. It's a new era. It's his first time in a Formula 1 car as well. So, yeah, I'm going to put him in 19th place because I don't think he's going to light the world in the first season. But, yeah, we'll see on that one. But, yeah, I think he'll just be in the middle of, like, the Haas guys and stuff. In 18th, we've gone for Mick Schumacher. Again, I think he'll score a few points this season. I feel like I said, if we have a crazy race like we had loads last season, then I feel like he's going to be able to pick up some points and stuff. He's had a full season in an F1 car now. He's got the experience. He just needs to minimise those crashes and whatnot as well. So hopefully he can do that. So I'm going to put Mick in 18th place. Next up, we're going to go with Latifi and Albon. So the two Williams guys, 17th and 16th. Obviously, you know, Albon's back in the sport alongside Latifi, and you know, Latifi has been in the Williams now for a few years, and I think he is quite an underrated driver, but I feel like Albon is just a little bit better than Latifi, so I've put him ahead of Latifi, and yeah, hopefully I'm right on that one, but we'll wait and see. But yeah, I think Albon will be faster than Latifi, but it will be good to see. I think, again, that will be a nice spicy battle for the whole season. So it'd be good to see how that one pans out. In 15th place, I have gone for Valtteri Bottas. Again, yeah, obviously at Alfa Romeo, it's a massive step down to Mercedes. But I feel like he will be ahead of all of the guys in the lower teams. So I think he's got the experience, obviously. And obviously being with the fastest team for so long, it will be good to work around him and, you know, build the car and stuff around him and whatnot like that. So yeah, like I said, I think he'll be the fastest of the bottom three teams, basically. 14th place, we're going to go for Yuki Tsunoda. Again, I mentioned that, you know, they're going to be, I think like AlphaTauri will be a midfield car. But Yuki Tsunoda, again, didn't obviously have the best season in 2021. Yes, he's got experience, but I still feel like it'll be a similar story to sort of Schumacher and Mazepin. You know, he'll need more time. It's a completely different car for everybody. So, you know, it's adapting again and, you know, whatnot. So yeah, I'm going to put Tsunoda in 14th place. Next up, we've got the two Aston Martin cars. So for 13th, I've gone for Stroll, and 12th, Sebastian Vettel. Obviously, yeah, again, I was mentioning that I don't feel like they're going to be very, very strong. I feel like it's a bit of a weird one that is going to happen, but, you know, we'll wait and see what happens. But yeah, I feel like Stroll, again, is a little bit under experienced than Vettel. Not to say that he can't beat him, but obviously I feel like Vettel going into the season, again, will have more experience. He's had a year with the team as well, and so is obviously Stroll as well. But yeah, I just think Vettel will pip him just because he's got, you know, more experience in the bag and stuff. So I've gone for 13th and 12th for them. Next up, we've got the Alpine drivers of 11th and 10th. So we've got Esteban Ocon in 11th and Alonso in 10th. So again, I think they'll just be ahead of sort of the Aston Martins, in with the AlphaTauris as well. But yeah, I've just put them right on the edge of points because, again, it's hard to judge. Like I said, without any sort of pre-season testing or anything, it's so hard to go by. So I could be completely wrong, but yeah, we'll wait and see on that one. 9th place, I've gone for Daniel Ricciardo. Now this, yeah, a bit of a controversial one, I would say, but, you know, like I said in my constructors prediction, I feel like he's, you know, he had a difficult start to 2021, but he has had the momentum. So hopefully he can score some decent points. But like I said, if it's a similar story last year, then I feel like he's not going to be anywhere, unfortunately. But I've put him in 9th because I still think he'll be in the top 10, but I think it'll be a similar sort of story to last season. In 8th place, so I've gone for Pierre Gasly. Again, the AlphaTauri was very solid last year, and he did a fantastic job last season, no doubt about it. So I feel like he's going to have another strong championship fight next year, and I think he'll be well inside the top 10. So I've gone for 8th for Gasly. And yeah, like I said, I think he'll be right up there, but I don't think he'll have enough momentum to beat the other McLaren driver and the Ferrari and Red Bulls and Mercedes. So I'll put him in 8th, sort of in the middle of where I think he would be. Next up, I've gone for Sergio Perez in 7th. Now, again, a lot of you might be like, wow, that's a bit harsh, but again, you know, he's had his experience in the Red Bull for a whole season now. You know, he didn't have the best season. He started getting progressively better towards the end. But yeah, I just feel like, again, a bit of a similar story to Ricciardo. I think like he's going to get some good, decent points, but I just I don't know if he's going to be, you know, on the ball like he was at the end of the season last year. Hopefully he can carry that momentum forward and be a little bit higher, but I'm gonna put him in 7th place. Next up is Lando Norris. So I've put Norris in 6th place, and yeah, I feel like again he'll be solidly in that sort of fight with the Ferraris and the Red Bulls, but yeah, again, unless he can get a few wins under his belt, I'm not sure sort of where he would be, but that's where I'm going to put him. Obviously, he had a fantastic season last year, so hopefully he can carry that momentum again. But yeah, depending on where that McLaren is, we'll just have to wait and see, basically. So for 5th and 4th, I have gone for Leclerc and Sainz. So I've put Sainz ahead of Leclerc because obviously, you know, that's how it finished last season, but Sainz really came into his own last year, and you know the Ferrari team was going through a hard time with 2020, so coming into this season they were probably sort of a little bit skeptical, but you know he stepped in and he absolutely delivered, and it's no doubt about it. He even had some really difficult races with the grid penalties and stuff, and really showed that what he was worth. So I'm definitely going to put Sainz ahead of Leclerc, and I feel like it's going to be a very, again, if Ferrari are really up there this season, then I think it's going to be a fantastic, can't wait, fantastic driver lineup to watch, especially with such a competitive car as well. So for 3rd place, I'm going with Max Verstappen. Again, I know a lot of Dutch fans will be like, but again, I don't think the Red Bull is going to be that quick next season, like I mentioned in the constructors' prediction. So you know, but I feel like Max is worthy enough. Even if they do finish 4th in the constructors, I feel like he is worthy enough because he's such a good driver to get into 3rd place in the Drivers' Championship. You know what he's like. He's an absolute hungry devil. So he's definitely going to be able to score the points even with a bad car, I feel, because he's that good of a driver, basically. So that leaves 2nd and 1st then, and I've gone obviously with 2 Mercedes drivers, and I've put Russell in 2nd and Hamilton 1st. Again, I think Russell is going to be solid in that car. You know, he's such a talented driver. We all know that. And I feel like he's going to be an absolute asset to Mercedes. And as soon as Hamilton leaves, I think he'll definitely be the lead driver. And whoever steps into that Mercedes, if it's going to be an experienced driver or a second driver, a bit like Bottas was, I don't know. But I can't wait to see George Russell be the lead driver at that team. I think it will be very, very exciting. And Lewis Hamilton, for obvious reasons, I already mentioned that I feel like Mercedes are going to have the fastest car, and you know they're not going to put Russell ahead of Hamilton as it's his first season. You know, Lewis is going for his his 8th world title to become, in a lot of people's words, the best driver in Formula 1 ever. But yeah, I definitely feel like if they do have the fastest car. If they do dominate like they did in like 2019 and 2020, I feel like it's definitely going to be Hamilton's to take for an 8th world title. And there we go. That is my driver prediction. Once again, I would love to know what you guys think of it. You're probably screaming at the screen right now, going, "What are you doing?" But yeah, no, like I said, this is just a bit of fun. So it's just I could be completely wrong. We don't know yet. But there we go. We've gone for Mazepin 20th, Guan Yu Zhou in 19th, Schumacher 18th, Latifi 17th, Albon 16th, Bottas 15th, Tsunoda 14th, Stroll 13th, Vettel 12th, Ocon 11th, Alonso 10th, Ricciardo 9th, Gasly 8th, Perez 7th, Norris 6th, Leclerc 5th, Sainz 4th, Verstappen 3rd, Russell 2nd, and Hamilton to win the 2022 World Drivers' Championship. So again, I could be completely wrong on this, but you never know. Like I said, we'll revisit it at the end of the year and see just how far I was off, but hopefully not too bad. So it's time for the 3 bold predictions for the whole entire season. These are just going to be random, and again we'll revisit at the end of the year and see which ones I did get right. But for my first one, I'm going to go with Lando Norris will win a race. Obviously, he got so close in Russia, made the wrong call with the strategy, and the rain came down and completely threw it away for Lando. But I do feel like, again, if we're going to have one of those crazy races, or if, McLaren starts strong maybe like they did last season, and I feel like he is more than capable of getting a win, and I really hope it happens. Obviously, me being British. So yeah, that's my first one, Lando Norris to win a race. Second bold prediction is Sainz versus Leclerc will get heated. Like I mentioned, I feel like Ferrari are going to be very, very strong next season, and I feel like, if they're in the fight for podiums and wins, I feel like Sainz and Leclerc, Sainz being the underdog and Leclerc being the golden boy at Ferrari, I feel like it's going to get very heated, especially if team orders come into it and stuff. I feel like it could be a Hamilton versus Rosberg sort of scenario. So would love to see that, because I love Sainz and I love Leclerc. So seeing those two really heated together, I think would be really, really interesting to watch. So yeah, that's my second bold prediction. And the final prediction for the 2022 season is Lewis Hamilton will retire at the end of the season. But I feel like once he's got his 8th world title, I think that's it. I think he'll go on to do other things. He'll step away from Formula 1, and yeah, that will be that. Whether it will be this year, like I said, we'll have to wait and see. I've put him at first, but we'll wait and see if that happens or not. But there we go, guys. That's my 3 bold predictions, all my constructors' predictions, and all my drivers' predictions as well. So like I said, let me know all your thoughts in the comment section of my predictions. Let me know your predictions as well, and then like I said, at the end of the year we'll revisit my predictions and see how badly I did. But like I said, this is just a bit of fun. But like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you have enjoyed this video, guys, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you are new as well, and I will see you all again in the next one, guys. Take care.